This week, Anthony has been looking into the new Myanmar government, which won a landslide victory in an election 2 weeks ago.
Place to come to find out more about democracy is the Victorian Electoral Commission. That's where I am. I'm a visitor today, and I'm very excited to talk to the people here about donkey voting, informal voting. I imagine these people would have seen a lot of informal votes. And we're both thinking the same thing, right? You know, people drawing pictures on their ballots. These people would have seen it all here, I imagine. Here's a picture I drew of a cactus. And is that a kind of thing that's happening a lot in our electoral system? Let's find out. What is necessary for a vote to be legitimate and proper and formal?
Basically, you follow the instructions on the ballot paper. In Australia, our elections are based on numbers. You vote using numbers.
So, for example, would this be a formal vote? Would you accept
Just the
that?
one on top?
Just the one on top?
Absolutely, that's what we ask people to do.
Yeah?
Yeah, so about, in state elections, about 94% of people vote that way.
So now we move on to this ballot paper. So I've left the top blank here.
Yeah, yeah,
I've numbered all of these.
yes, and numbered them correctly?
Numbered them all correctly.
Yep,
Would you accept that?
absolutely, yeah.
This one, I've numbered all the boxes.
Yep.
But you may be able to see from here, I haven't been very creative. I've gone 1, 2, 3, 4,
Oh,
5,
yeah.
6, 7, 8.
It's a donkey vote.
That is a donkey vote.
Yeah, it's a perfectly valid vote.
So that will actually go towards our democracy.
Yes, it will. Now,
Shame on me.
well, that's your decision, but you've been very diligent in filling them all out.
Right, so
I don't think you get many like that.
how does a vote become categorised as informal?
Okay, basically when it doesn't meet what those directions are on the ballot paper. So, for example, if somebody voted just with a 1, that one couldn't be counted because it says you need to number all the squares in the order of your choice. If you made a mistake in the numbering, so not very likely with 5, but say you put by mistake 1, 2, 2, 4, 5, that couldn't be counted because it's not a sequence right through the numbering.
So you couldn't even count the first 1, 2?
We can't, no, not
No.
allowed to.
Oh my gosh, so a single mistake on the form, anywhere on the form, and that is, you're disqualified.
Well, the vote can't count. There's only one exception, which is for the lower house, which is, say here you voted 1, 2, 3, 4, and you left the last one blank. We will accept that because it's, by definition, the last one is the one that you want the least.
Oh, I like that. This one might trip you up, Paul.
It's blank.
Would this be a valid vote?
It's completely blank.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a valid vote. It's actually the most, for our state elections, for the upper house, it's the most common form of invalid vote.
So how strict do you have to be with informal vote?
The basic rule is if the voter's intention is clear, you accept the vote. We don't like knocking out votes. We only do it basically if we have to because they haven't done the right thing.
Now here's a question for you, Paul. If I fill in the paper completely, 100%, I number all the boxes correctly,
Yep.
but I mark the paper in any other way, is that still a successful vote?
Yes, it is. Yeah, we do get people doing that. They can write rude comments or put stickers on. As long as it doesn't obscure the vote, as long as you can see the people's intentions, it's a valid vote.
So it doesn't matter how rude the comments are,
No.
do people do rude drawings on there as well?
They do. It's amazing the limited imagination of some people.
So
yeah.
you're flicking through and you see the same drawing over
You
and over.
do see the same drawing quite a lot.
Can I ask what that drawing is?
No, you can't.
Masculine? So what have we learned here today? Well, I have learned that there are a lot more votes that are acceptable than I originally thought. Now you are able to be creative with your ballot paper as long as you cast a formal vote. But my argument to you is, I like people like Paul, and I'd like him to, not have to sift through so many pictures like this one I drew of a smiley face. So I'm going to send this where it should have gone all along, which is to my local member of parliament after I elect them formally.